Much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Protocol haven't been established. Like to observe that protocol and say a pleasant good afternoon to one and all. First, let me extend an apology for the president of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, who would have loved to be with us today, but unfortunately, she is out of state on matters of state, having been sent to Havana, Cuba, to deal with government matters. So we have to extend an apology on her behalf. Let me say it is always heartening to be at such ceremonies, and more so, it is even more encouraging when I can look at a calendar of activities before me. But while the calendar of activities is on paper, I would urge the Federation to do all in its powers to at least try and implement, if not 100% of the calendar, but at least 90% of it. If you're able to achieve 90% of the calendar, you will be on the right track. We're saying, or the Karate Do Federation is saying that they're preparing for Olympics 2020. As one of the latest members of the Olympic family, let me quickly warn you. The road will not be a smooth one. The road will not be a wide one. The road will be extremely narrow and steep. But being narrow and steep, there are ways of maneuvering that road. And it will be up to the leadership of the Federation, along with its rank and file members, to navigate the roads ahead. Let me say that the Olympics is the ultimate stop, the last stop of the journey. But before the Olympics, you need to take into consideration that you must plan for at least 2 other multi-sporting events prior to the Olympics, which in essence will serve as a qualifier to the next. And by that I refer to the Central American and Caribbean Sports Association Games, which we usually call the CACSO Games, which is slated for Barranquilla, Colombia in 2018. The next step of the journey will be the Pan American Games scheduled for Lima, Peru in 2019. And as your target, the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. Now, we must never ever lose sight of the CACSO Games and the Pan Am Games and place all our focus on the Olympics. Because if that is done, we will never get there. We must first be able to qualify our athletes for the lesser games. We need to first of all qualify athletes for the CACSO Games, then try to increase the numbers of qualifiers for the Pan Am Games with the ultimate hope that we can get, even if it is one qualifier for the Rio for the Tokyo, 2020 Games. With that said, we have already rolled out all programs available to the Karate-Do Federation. They've been an Olympic sport, and now the entitlement of that sport is very much the same as athletics, swimming, football, judo, volleyball, golf, boxing, and the other Olympic sports that are within our fold. But while the entitlements are there, you need to earn the entitlements. You need to show a clear plan that you know what you're about, and as such, you're deserving of the entitlements. Because at the end of the day, what the Olympic Committee has to do is to show slate for the millions of dollars that have been provided by the funding agencies to assist our national federations. We cannot, Olympic after Olympic, just heading out there with 4 or 5 qualifiers. Granted, Rio was a ray of hope when at least one athlete was able to qualify for the finals of the female high jump, and more so was able to return a 6th place position. That is a ray of hope. And we're hoping that with that ray of hope, the other sporting disciplines and their athletes would see the need to persevere and to come up with the necessary results. Going forward, I would urge the leadership of this federation to study carefully all the available programs and decide what is in your best interest, and ensure that you plan properly, you plan adequately, you think it out thoroughly before presenting a request for assistance to the St. Lucia Olympic Committee. I usually encourage persons along this path, so at least when the request comes in, there shouldn't be much debate around the executive committee table as to whether it should be supported or not. You must also be prepared to submit the request within a specified time frame. And the current status quo is the request must be submitted within 6 weeks. Granted, we're not saying the 6 weeks is cast in stone, but we would hate someone to put in a request Monday for Friday of the same week. That is not deserving of entertaining at all. But if you come 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, that is understandable. And what is also extremely important is the timely reporting and accounting for the assistance provided. Without accounting in a timely manner and a satisfactory manner for the assistance provided, it places the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Inc. in a difficult position, because the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Inc. also has to account to its funding agency in a prescribed manner. And such manner is passed on to our members when we provide the necessary assistance. That said, I will want to urge members of the Federation, now that you're an Olympic sport, and now that there is every opportunity to be represented at the highest level, you now need to make up your mind as to whether you are an instructor or whether you are a competitive athlete. I would not want to see a scenario that as a little boy I used to see on the big screen in Clarks and Gaiety, where you had, how we would call it, the chief of the temple. He has his students, he's training his students, but he always had to hold back a few things in case the students decided to challenge him or go on the other side, so he would have always reigned supreme. No, that is for the big screen. The reality is, if you are an instructor imparting the knowledge to the athletes, I would not want to see you competing in a national competition against the very same athletes that you're preparing. That will not speak well for the sport. Having said that, let me wish each and every one of you long life, because you would need the long life, because you're just entering the Olympic family. You will have many Olympics to strive to participate in, and let's see how fast you can get an athlete in that competition. On behalf of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Inc., let me once again say that we stand ready to assist you with your 2020 initiative. I thank you.